$12.7 billion in profit. That's what's expected from the global airline industry this year, well up on a $10.6 billion previously forecast. Now, the industry group IATA says lower oil prices and belt tightening are offsetting difficult economic conditions. But at a meeting of more than 200 airlines in Cape Town, South Africa, the group's director, Tony Tyler, said margins remain weak. The airline industry has been beset by tough economic conditions in traditionally vibrant markets, which has been somewhat offset by a boom in emerging markets as new businesses expand and newly rich travelers seek to see the world. The industry has, however, traditionally been hampered by regulation across the borders, like visa and other government bureaucracies. The sector, however, expects to pick up as new markets continue to develop in Africa, the Far East and Southern America.
It may sound like a lot of money, but it's still a net profit margin of only 1.8%. And actually, it amounts to about $4 a passenger, which is less than you'd have to pay for a sandwich in many parts of the world.
There is every reason to believe that aviation in South Africa and the continent of Africa will continue to grow and to boost social and economic development.
Meanwhile, all businesses in South Africa, irrespective of size, will soon have to reapply for their licenses to operate. The government is proposing new legislation that may believe will add more red tape and cause job losses. But as Sumitra Naidu tells us, the government believes the new licensing bill will help root out corruption.
South Africa's Trade and Industry Ministry says that the small business sector, which includes the informal economy, is under threat from illegally run businesses operating in the country. In order to root out the problem, it wants every business to apply for a license. And if you currently have one, you need to re-register with the local municipality. Government wants a database of legally run businesses so that their activities can be tracked.
We have a fairly significant illicit economy in this country. A number of people coming in and operating businesses, particularly in low-income areas, probably based on illegal imports, substandard products, not paying their taxes and so on. And this is creating unfair competition to a number of township-based businesses, small businesses.
But business, especially small business and the informal sector, are unhappy. Many fear the bill will hamper free trade and further limit job creation. Unemployment in South Africa is already at over 25%.
This bill will fail because the enforcement capacity isn't there. But secondly, when it seeks to register businesses, the capacity at local or municipal level isn't there either. Municipal authorities have difficulty delivering basic services, sanitation, water, electricity, and now you're placing an additional bureaucratic burden on them. And we're deeply concerned about their capacity to deal with that burden.
At present, the country's informal sector accounts for more than 2 million jobs. Trading on the streets of Johannesburg is dominated by foreign-owned businesses, many of which are not registered. This trader says that she hasn't heard about the proposed bill.
I have 15 years. Up now, since I was applying my permanent residence, up to now it's not. I'm just going. It's still in process. So there's no job. If I don't have ID, there's no any way I can get the job to help my family. That's why I said, no, better I must try to help myself.
While the bill is not aimed at foreign businesses trading in the country, concerns have been raised over the role of effective border control and reducing the amount of people entering the country illegally and starting businesses without following due process.
What tends to happen when we introduce new pieces of legislation or raise the bar on legislation is that compliant businesses seek to be further compliant, and businesses which are not compliant continue to operate in such a manner.
The bill in its current form will also give authorities the power to shut down businesses and confiscate permits if they are believed to be operating illegally.
If we catch you and we convict you of being involved in any of these activities, then in one way or another we'll take you off the business register. We're going to have to look at precisely how that's done and what the different penalties are going to be for different categories of offences, but that's the idea. So it would be easy in, and then you are involved in illegal activity, we take you out.
The new business licensing bill is being debated in Parliament following a process of public comment. After being heavily criticized, some changes to the bill are being made, although the main points remain, which means that businesses like these will have to comply or face being shut down. Up until now, authorities have struggled to track businesses operating illegally in the country, and with many business owners sending their profits across the borders, it's hoped that this new bill will help to recoup some of those revenues that are much needed here in South Africa. Sumitra Nadu, CCTV, Johannesburg.
And to the markets now, where performance this morning saw a rather mixed bag there. The Nigerian all-share index was up 0.07%. The JSE all-share in South Africa is up marginally, gaining 0.02%. The NSE 20-share index in Nairobi down 0.4%, while Egypt's EGX in Cairo was flat.